Hello class. Today I chose to do my presentation in my paper on Edgar Allan Poe's The Cask of Amontallado. I chose to do this piece because I'm a big fan of Edgar Allan Poe and I love all of his work, and The Cask of Amontallado really caught my eye, caught my attention. So I decided to do that because I figured I'd have a good time and it would ease my paper writing process, so I chose to do that. Just a little bit about the title. The Cask of Amontallado in the 1800s was a very rare and sought after wine. So if you're talking about Edgar Allan Poe and you're talking about the Cask of Amontallado, you're talking about Amontallado, that type of wine in the 1800s, it spells trouble. So as soon as I heard the title and I heard Edgar Allan Poe did this story, I knew it was going to be an interesting story to read. At that time, people really were after that type of wine. So it was really sought after and it was really wanted. So I'm sure Edgar Allan Poe put his own twist on it. The two main characters are Montressor and Fortunato. Fortunato was the well, it happened to be the guy who gets killed at the end, and Montressor was his assassin. Montressor decided, just a brief about the story. Montressor decided he had a little beef with Fortunato due to the fact that Fortunato cost him so much of his fortune and his riches that over the years he's held holding a grudge. So he articulated a plan over so many years on how to kill Fortunato, and he knew that his greed and his way that he loved, because he was a wine taster, so he knew that his greed and his wine and his love for wine would spell trouble for him. It's much said that the two names have much to do with each other. Like Fortunato, it equals fortune, and Montressor equals treasure. So it says that it's said a lot that they're two in one. That one cannot live without the other, and that's what happens at the end. Is because Fortunato can't really live without. Montressor can't really live without Fortunato because he's always in his mind, and even though he killed him and he's not there anymore, he's always going to be on his mind. He's always going to know that that what he did to Fortunato and why he did it. Although Fortunato was in the wrong, Montressor also in the wrong, and he knows that he's going to be with him for the rest of his life, however short it may be. Next, I'll talk about Edgar Allan Poe, the author of the short story. Everybody knows Edgar Allan Poe is one of the greatest. He's one of the greatest, weirdest, and most sought after writers ever. Edgar Allan Poe, he came from a rough background. He had a lot of trials in his life. He's a very disturbed individual. He had a lot of fears and a lot of phobias. And being buried alive was one of his phobias. And Edgar Allan Poe was able to articulate his fears and his life experiences through his writing and his poetry. So this is what he did with this. One of his main fears was being buried alive. And that's much what happened with Fortunato at the end. He was paved behind the stones, and he was basically buried alive for the So that's one of Edgar Allan Poe's main fears. Now Edgar Allan Poe, he brings a whole different dimension to writing. That's why, like I said before, I chose to do this piece. I chose to do this presentation and this writing on it because everything he writes through his poetry and his stories just catches your attention. So the way that he is able to, like I said before, translate his thoughts and his fears and his life experiences with his reading and writing, it just catches every reader. So that's why he's he's usually a favorite for everybody to read up on. Like I said, Montressor and Fortunato represent a part of Edgar Allan Poe. So that's why everything mingles so well together. Also, Edgar Allan Poe had a lot of things done to him as a child and throughout his childhood. So It's about the story is really about revenge on how Montrese tries to seek revenge on Fortunato for all the heartache and stuff he's done to over the years. So Edgar Allan Poe has a lot of revenge because he was adopted as a child, and he was abused, and he was had a really rough upcoming and a rough life. You know, he died of alcoholism by the age of 40. So you know, this is a way to seek revenge through his writing. These are my works cited right here. A couple of great pieces I was able to find on the internet and through journal articles. So this is my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a wonderful time reading and writing this paper and a wonderful time presenting this to you. Good luck. Thank you.